Evening all, it's call for fish time, and I'm using good old sustainable, locally caught hake. Got this from Marketplace and through call for fish. So what we got is hake fillet, and we've just put salt and pepper on it. I'm doing a Nigel Slater recipe. So what I've got going on in this frying pan is some butter and some olive oil. And then I'm just going to put this in for about 4 minutes, and there we are, that's that. I'm going to turn that up a little bit more now. I don't want to, basically don't want to overcook the fish. So what else I'm going to do? Well, we're going to do two things. We're going to do a pea puree, and we're going to do some samphire. So first of all, the pea puree. So I've already cooked some peas, parboiled them, put them in ice water, and now they're finished. I've got some coriander here and some parsley, just the leaves. And speaking of leaves, I've got some mint from the garden as well. And then we're going to blitz all of that together with the peas and some white wine vinegar, a little bit, and good old olive oil. Now, the olive oil goes in, and it depends whether you want your pea puree to be more like thick or whether you want it to be more like a sauce. I mean, the recipe, Nigel Slater's recipe, this is, says that he likes it somewhere in between, which gives you plenty of scope, doesn't it, for doing what you do. So this is going to be a bit noisy now, and what I'll have to do is I'll keep testing this and adding more olive oil depending on how they get it a bit thicker. But as you see at the moment, we've got quite a chunky pea salsa here. So I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil, and then meanwhile I'm going to turn over the fish. And so what I've got at the moment is, so I've got one with the skin on and one with the skin off. So I'm hoping, well, there we are. So what we're looking for now is for that butter to do its magic. Meanwhile, back to the pea puree. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a bit more olive oil. Get that going. And I think this looks pretty good now. Let's have it, open it up. Let's see. It says it's got to be a sort of vibrant green, and I reckon that looks pretty good actually. I might give it one more zhuzh, but that's pretty much good to go. And I think we've got to taste it just to make absolutely sure. Bit of salt, but that's ready. Meanwhile, I'm going to put the samphire on. And just to cook the samphire, it's very straightforward. Just heat up a little bit of olive oil, and once you finish foraging, put the samphire in. But of course, if you don't want to forage, you can go to the supermarket and buy it. That's what I do. A bit of pepper, I think, and that would seem to be that. I'm just going to give it one more zhuzh. That's that. Okay, so this is how it comes. It just comes in a little thingy like that. I mean, you don't have to have samphire and just being a bit posh, but to be honest, it's nice. And it goes well with fish, so why don't you? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? So we'll let that go, and I think this fish is now ready. I mean, it literally is 4 minutes one side, 4 minutes the other, and then serve. So, without further ado, also serve it up. And I think that's pretty good because it's still a tiny bit translucent, which is how I like it. So I'll just serve that. Flip it. No, I can't flip it over. I'll flip yours there, Jane. And we'll. I'm sorry about your crumbly bit, but it really is delicious. And then I can serve up this pea puree. And you can have as little or as much of this as you like, really. It's got about 200 grams of peas. And this is, mainly this is what I'm going to serve it with. I mean, you could put the puree and put the fish on top if you wanted, or you can just do what I'm doing and being really messy. But that's pea puree, and last but not least, the samphire, which is just nicely warmed through with the olive oil. Lovely and soft, so we just serve up just a little bit, and that, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is pan-fried sustainable hake, Nigel Slater's recipe, served with pea puree and samphire. Go for fish. Eat more fish, eat sustainable hake.